Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hit the like button, share your thoughts, subscribe, and tap the bell icon. He didn't fight back. Not yet. The gym smelled like sweat, rubber soles, and teenage cruelty. A basketball smacked the back of Jaden's head so hard, his earbuds popped out and clattered to the floor. Laughter erupted behind him, sharp, taunting. He didn't turn around. He bent down slowly, calmly, and picked up his cracked phone from the wooden bleachers. The screen had split slightly more than yesterday. He checked the earbuds, slipped them back in, and pressed play again. A second basketball came faster, slammed into his side, hard. Now the gym was quiet, except for one voice, Malik, the ringleader. "Yo," Malik said, his tone syrupy with mock concern. "You too soft for this school, man. Go back to wherever the hell you came from." Jaden stood still, eyes forward, no flinch, no reply. His hoodie was black, no logo, no name brand. His shoes were the same, clean but anonymous. Just a shadow in the room full of kids trying hard to be loud. Malik grinned. "He don't talk. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Or daddy didn't teach you how to be a man?" The other boys cracked up. Jaden turned his head slightly, just enough to meet Malik's eyes. There was no fear in his gaze, no rage either. Just stillness. Malik's grin faltered. Just a flicker. Jaden's stare held a weight, like he was measuring him, like he wasn't mad, just disappointed in how easy this was going to be. Then he turned back toward the bleachers and walked away. Not fast, not slow, just calculated. Malik's right-hand guy nudged him and muttered, under his breath, "That kid gives me the creeps." Jaden had only been at Brightridge High for 2 weeks. Nobody knew where he came from, just that he moved from out east. That was the story the office gave. He had no social media, no photos, no friends, no parent-teacher meetings, just an aunt who drove him in a tinted black SUV and barely rolled the window down when she spoke to staff. He barely spoke at all. But what made people uncomfortable wasn't the silence, it was how nothing touched him. Not the jokes, not the shoves in the hallway, not the whispers behind his back. Nothing got a reaction, like he'd already survived worse. And he had. That night, Malik got a message. No number, no contact name, just 5 chilling words on his cracked screen. "You touched the wrong one." He snorted, rolled his eyes. Some prank. Probably Curtis messing around. He typed back, "Who dis—" No response. 10 seconds later, another message arrived. This time, a photo. It showed Malik in the school gym, the exact moment he threw the basketball, captured from high above. Like from the vents, the angle was impossible. He stared at the photo. Too long, heart thudding, then deleted it. Tried to brush it off. Whatever, that's fake. But that night, he left his lamp on just in case. The next morning, the gym teacher, Mr. Lawson, didn't show up. Rumors flew. People said he quit overnight. Left his badge, his whistle, and a resignation note on his desk. The official email said he was unwell. But a whisper slipped through the office. He'd seen something. Someone in his backyard, watching him, holding a phone, wearing black. No proof, just panic. Malik's joke about Jaden knowing computers didn't feel funny anymore, especially when he got to school the next morning and found his locker hanging open. He froze. Inside was a photo, an old one, a printed photograph, not digital. It showed his father, smiling with a man in a dark suit, standing in front of an iron gate, with faded lettering above it, Carceri di Palermo, Sicily, 2003. It was a prison, but Malik had seen that photo only once, hidden inside a frame at home, taped behind his dad's military service photos. His dad never talked about it. How did this kid, this stranger, have it, and why now? Under the photo, a note was scribbled in sharp, slanted handwriting. "Yours didn't make it out. Will you?" Malik's stomach dropped, hands trembling. He crumpled the note and shoved everything deep into his bag. He told no one, but something in his body started to shift. Fear maybe, or guilt. By Friday, Curtis was gone, just gone. Didn't answer texts, didn't post stories. His mum came in, took all his school stuff, and told the office he wouldn't be returning. No reason given. Jaden still quiet, still calm, still walking the halls like a ghost with purpose. People noticed. They stepped out of his way without knowing why. Teachers started watching him longer than necessary, like they could feel something just out of reach. Something dangerous but unreadable. Only Malik still acted tough. Until Monday, that morning. He opened his locker expecting books and a half-eaten protein bar. Instead, he found a single black, rosy, USB thumb drive A note. Just 3 words, "Play me now." He did. Inside the school library, Malik plugged it into a laptop and hit play. What he saw, well, we'll get there. Because first, you have to understand, Jayden wasn't sent here to learn. He was sent here to remind someone, and he never needed to raise his voice to do it. The drive didn't just expose him, it destroyed him. Malik's fingers trembled as he slid the USB into the side of the school's library computer. Screen blinked. Just one file. No name. No icon. Just a timestamp. 3:27 a.m. He glanced around. The library was nearly empty. One girl tapping on her laptop. A bored teacher grading papers near the front. No one watching him. He clicked. The screen went black. Then, static for a second. He thought it was a glitch. He reached for the mouse. Then, the image cut in. A hallway dimly lit, narrow, cement floors, a security camera's angle. At first, nothing moved. Then a man stepped into frame. Tall, muscular, military style. Walk. Malik blinked. It was his father. The timestamp on the bottom corner read 2004. He was wearing a white prison jumpsuit. The image shifted. Another man walked up behind him, face shadowed, but his presence heavy, chilling. He whispered something into his father's ear. Malik leaned forward, heart pounding. His father nodded. Then the screen froze. New words appeared. Loyalty ends when silence is broken. A second video auto-played. This time, it was inside a courtroom. Same man, same jumpsuit, but this time, his father was on the stand, speaking fast, nervous, names, places, locations, descriptions, testifying. Malik's single quotes, his blood went cold. His father had flipped. He had snitched. The screen flickered. A new scene. Black and white footage, old and grainy. A dark car, pulled off a dirt road, headlights off. 4 men stood around something. One held a shovel. Another lit a cigarette. Someone was crying. Then, gunshots. 3.1. Pause. Then, a fourth. The video ended. Malik ripped the USB out. His hands were shaking so hard he dropped it. Someone had compiled this. And sent it to him. This wasn't about Jayden being weird, or quiet, or creepy. This was about his family, and someone wanted him to know that they knew. He didn't go to class the rest of the day. He sat outside behind the gym, chain-smoking cheap cigarettes, replaying the videos in his mind. His father had always told him stories about surviving, doing time, getting clean, but never once mentioned courtrooms, ordeals, certainly not murder. The more Malik thought about it, the more it made sense. The fear in his dad's eyes when police cars passed, the reason they moved so often, why he never wanted to talk about back then. He'd flipped on people, and now those people, or their sons, were circling back. Jayden. Was he one of them? Was his dad? No. Malik couldn't even think the word. At 3:17 p.m., as school let out, Malik saw Jayden. Alone, same black hoodie, same steady walk. Malik crossed the lawn and stopped him. Hey. Jayden paused, turned. Their eyes met. Malik hesitated. What do you want from me? Jayden's gaze didn't waver. I'm not the one who started anything. You sent the video. Jayden raised an eyebrow. I didn't send anything. Silence. Jayden added, but you watched it. That's what matters. Malik stepped closer. Why are you even here? Jayden looked around at the football field, the classrooms, the American flag flapping in the late afternoon wind, then back at Malik. Because someone thought this school was safe. He said, they were wrong, and he walked away. That night, Malik couldn't sleep. His dad was in the living room, watching reruns, sipping his usual scotch. Malik stared at him from the hallway. This man, the one who taught him how to ride a bike, tie a tie, throw a punch, had lied for decades. The video haunted him. He wanted to scream, to demand answers. But how do you ask your father? Did you bury someone alive? So he deemed in single quotes instead. He went back to school the next day and made a mistake. He tried to take back control. At lunch, in front of a full cafeteria, he stood up and said loudly, Yo Jayden, you wanna send threats, show weird videos? Fine, but at least be a man and say something to my face. Heads turned. Jayden didn't move, just chewed his food quietly. Malik kept going. What? Cat still got your tongue? Or Daddy taught you to hide behind tech like a little Jaden stood. Everyone went still. Jaden picked up his tray, walked over, and calmly set it down. He leaned close. Then, softly, he whispered in Malik's ear, "Say one more word, and I'll make you watch your family fall, piece by piece, just like mine did." Malik froze. Jaden stepped back, picked up his tray again, and walked away. No yelling, no threats, just a quiet nuclear bomb. That night, Malik's dad found a box on their doorstep. No name, no label. Inside, an old prison ID badge. Not his father's, someone else. Single quotes art, and underneath it, a burnt photo. Of his mother, the one who died in a car accident 15 years ago. Only in the photo, she was alive, standing beside a man Malik had never seen. Not his dad, but Jaden's. They thought the past was buried, but it never died. The photo burned into Malik's mind long after he slammed the front door shut. His mum. Alive, smiling, holding the hand of a man he'd never seen before. Tall, dark suit, no expression. Behind them was the same gate from that prison photo. Carcere di Palermo. His mother had never left the States. At least, that's what his dad always said. Said she died in a car accident before Malik turned 4. No memories, just stories. But this photo, it shattered all of them, because that wasn't some random stranger she stood with. It was the man from the courtroom footage, the one whispering in his father's ear, in that old prison hallway. Jaden's father, Malik, didn't go to school the next day. He rode his bike to the old pawn shop off Whitmore Street, where Curtis's cousin worked, paid $50 to get the photo scanned and digitally enhanced. The man's name printed out clearly in the corner of the ID tag hanging from his belt. Dante Morello. Malik typed it into Google. No Facebook, no LinkedIn, no photos, but there was a single link, an archived court document in Italian. The name showed up 37 times. Dante Morello, former enforcer for the Sicilian Mafia, served time for racketeering, drug trafficking, and conspiracy to commit murder. Released in 2007, disappeared in 2009, presumed dead, except he wasn't, because he had a son, and that son was now sitting in biology class back at Brightridge High, like none of this ever happened. Jaden Morello. The name wasn't even real. The school records must have been forged. The address listed for him was a P.O. box. No medical records, no middle name, no emergency contact other than Aunt T. But why now? Why come here? Why this school? Why unless it wasn't random, unless this whole thing was revenge. That night, Malik finally confronted his dad. "I know about Dante." The silence was instant, thick. His dad turned the volume on the TV down slowly, then faced him. "I know about Palermo," Malik added. "About what you did." His father stared at him, not shocked, not angry, just tired. Double quotes. "Where did you get that name?" he asked quietly. Malik tossed the photo down. "This man, my mother. What the hell happened?" His father picked up the photo, looked at it for a long time, then whispered, "I should have burned this when I had the chance." Back in 2002, when Malik's father was still stationed overseas, he wasn't just military. He was on a classified joint task force, helping take down organized crime across Europe. Dante Morello had been the most brutal of them all, a ghost who showed up when someone needed to disappear. But one night, something went wrong. A woman, young American, ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. She saw something she shouldn't have. She was supposed to be eliminated, but Dante didn't kill her. He hid her, protected her, fell in love with her, and 9 months later, Jaden was born. When the task force found out, they offered Malik's father a deal: flip on Dante, get full immunity, return to the States, keep the woman safe under a new identity, and in exchange, give up the truth. Malik's father agreed, but not because of justice, because the woman wasn't just anyone. She was the love of his life before she vanished. Jaden's mother was also Malik's mother, half-brothers. 2 boys, one raised in shadows, one raised in silence, both sons of betrayal. Malik stood frozen in the living room, as his father confessed every piece of it. Jaden's real father had vanished the night he found out he'd been betrayed. Some said he fled Sicily, others claimed he was dead, but the rumors didn't end, and now Malik knew why. Because Dante had returned, not in person, but through his son. Jaden hadn't come to Brightridge by accident. He came with purpose, to remind someone, to expose someone, to finish what his father started. The next morning, Malik walked into school different. He didn't talk, didn't throw insults, didn't laugh at the usual inside jokes with the guys. He just walked straight to Jaden's locker and waited. Jaden arrived 2 minutes later, as usual, quiet hoodie on, books in hand. Malik stepped in front of him. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked. Jaden didn't flinch. "Tell you what, that were blood." Jaden's eyes locked with his. There was no surprise in them. He didn't deserve to know. Malik's throat tightened. "I didn't ask to be part of any of this." Jaden leaned in, voice low. "Neither did I, but your father took everything from mine. From me. He let the world think my father was a monster, when the real monsters got to go home and tuck their kids in." "You think this is justice?" Malik asked. Jaden's jaw clenched. "No, this is truth. What you do with it, that's on you." He brushed past Malik and walked away. That night, Malik found another USB drive, slipped through the mail slot at his front door. One video. This time, it was new. A live feed of his father, sitting alone in his car, unaware that someone was filming him from less than 20 feet away. And right before the video ended, a dark figure stepped into frame. Not Jaden. Someone older. Scar on his cheek. Same eyes. Dante. Morello. Alive. The man they buried came back to bury them. The video ended in total silence. Malik just sat there, on the edge of his bed, palms sweating against the laptop's warm frame. His father calm, unaware, sipping coffee in his car. And then, out of the shadows, that face, older, weathered, scarred, but unmistakable. Dante Morello. Alive. And not just alive, watching them. Malik slammed the laptop shut, heart pounding. This wasn't just Jaden's mission anymore. This was a ghost, stepping out of the past with unfinished business, and that business had everything to do with his family. Downstairs, Malik found his dad at the kitchen table, cleaning his gun. A habit, one he did when he couldn't sleep. "I saw him," Malik said. His dad didn't look up. "Who?" "Dante." That made him stop. The cloth in his hand froze mid-motion. Where Malik pulled the USB from his pocket and dropped it on the table. "Outside last night, watching you." His dad's jaw tightened. He didn't reach for the drive. Instead, he stood slowly, walked to the sink, and turned on the water. "I buried that man 20 years ago." Malik blinked. "What?" "I put a bullet in him myself." His voice was low, controlled, like every word had been kept in a vault for decades. "We met in Palermo. He was untouchable, cold, smart, but he made one mistake. He loved someone. Your mother." He turned, hands gripping the sink edge. "When she came to me, scared, pregnant with I saw a way out. I made a deal. Testify against Dante in exchange for protection. I thought they'd lock him away. Instead, he vanished before the raid. Rumors said he was dead. But if he's really back, it means he knows." Malik's throat dried. "Knows what? That I betrayed him." The next morning at school, Malik didn't see Jaden. Not in the halls, not in class. Even the office didn't know where he was. His aunt called. Said he's with family. The secretary said, without looking up, "Sick leave." But Malik knew better. Jaden wasn't sick. He was preparing. Later that night, Malik's father got a phone call. Blocked number, deep voice, with an accent that made Malik's blood run cold. "I see your boy's growing up just fine." The voice said, "Not like mine, huh?" Malik's father said nothing. Dante continued, "I just wanted to hear your voice one more time, before the dirt covers it." Click. The line went dead. Malik watched his father drop the phone like it burned his skin. Then he went to the safe under the floorboards and pulled out a black metal box. Inside, 3 passports, stacks of cash, and 2 more guns. "We're leaving," he said. "Tonight." Malik's voice cracked. "And Jaden, what about him?" "He's my brother. He's not your anything," his father snapped. "He's a threat." Malik stepped back. "No, he's the only one who didn't lie to me." They didn't leave that night, because at 11:41 p.m., a car exploded 2 blocks down. Not their car, but a message. No one was inside. No casualties. But a piece of metal landed in their driveway. A small, bent license plate. Malik's mother's old car. The one she supposedly died in. Except now, Malik knew she didn't die in a car crash. She was taken, silenced, covered up by the very man now pacing their kitchen with a loaded pistol. The next morning, Malik did something reckless. He found the P.O. box listed under Jaden's school record. It was behind an old liquor store, half rusted, covered in stickers and weather stains, but inside the box was a key. and an address, an abandoned property. 3 towns over, no electricity, no paved road, but someone had been there recently. The inside smelled like dust, metal, and something faintly floral. Like old perfume. Malik wandered through the dark until he found the door at the back, locked. But when he kicked it open, he froze. On the wall was a corkboard. Photos. Dozens of them. His father in different locations, gas stations, work, the grocery store. A red string connected one photo to another, and at the center, Malik. His school ID, his baby picture, a photo of him and his mum, one he'd never seen before, and under it all, scribbled in red marker, he doesn't know who she was yet. The door creaked behind him. Malik spun. Jayden stood there, calm expression unreadable. You shouldn't be here, Jayden said. Neither should she have died. Malik fired back. Jayden exhaled slowly. She didn't die. Malik blinked. What? Jayden stepped past him and pulled open a drawer. From it, he pulled a folded letter. This came last week. Malik opened it with shaking hands. It was handwritten, in a woman's script. I'm sorry I disappeared. I'm sorry they made me choose. But I never stopped watching over you both. No signature. Just one line at the bottom. Forgive him. He saved your life, the only way he knew how. Malik looked up, stunned. She's alive. Jayden nodded. For now. Malik's voice cracked. Then why are we still doing this? Jayden finally met his eyes. Because Dante wants her back, and he won't stop until he gets her. Outside, the wind howled against the boards. Jayden handed Malik a photo. It was taken through a car windshield. In it, a woman, older now, with tired eyes but unmistakably their mother. She was looking directly at the camera, and in the reflection of the mirror behind her, stood Dante. The truth broke them before. The bullet did. The rain started the moment Malik left the safe house. Jayden didn't follow. He just stood in the doorway, arms crossed, watching Malik walk into the storm with the letter clutched in his hand. Their mother was alive, held, hunted, or maybe protected. Malik didn't know anymore. Everything felt like broken mirrors, sharp truths reflecting back in 1,000 painful directions, and in every one, he saw himself, a son of betrayal, a brother by blood, but not by choice. And now, he had a decision to make, because Dante was coming, not just for revenge, but for the only woman who ever made him human. And this time, he might not leave without her. Back at home, Malik's father was already packing the last of the passports when Malik stormed in. She's alive, Malik said, soaked, eyes wild. Mom's alive. The older man paused, mid-zip. I know, he said quietly. Malik froze. You what? I knew she survived. I helped fake her death. It was the only way to get her out. The words hit like bricks. She trusted me to protect both of you. But the deal required silence. If I broke it, she would have been dragged back to testify, killed within a week. So we split you up. You stayed here. Jayden went with someone else. Malik's voice cracked. With Dante, no, his father said. With her, that place silenced everything. Malik sat down slowly. So why does Jayden think she's dead? His father hesitated. Because someone made sure he believed that. Someone sent him pictures, staged stories, made him think I took everything. Who? Malik demanded. His father looked away. I don't know. But something in his face said otherwise. Something, tight, guilty. Malik stared at him. She left both of us. And you just let her go. She didn't leave, his father said. She was taken. The truth spilled out like poison. Dante had returned years earlier than anyone thought. Quietly, secretly. He didn't come back for blood. He came back for her. But by then she was terminally ill. Stage 3 lymphoma. No options left. No more running. She begged them not to fight, not to spill blood over her again. But the men who loved her, one from rage, one from regret, couldn't let go. Jayden believed his mother died because of Malik's father. Malik's father believed Dante was trying to kidnap her for one last twisted redemption arc. And the truth, no one really knew what she wanted anymore. She was fading, and all they were doing was burning what was left of her legacy. Later that night, a message came. Coordinates. A time, 2 a.m. A final demand. Come alone, or she dies. Malik stared at the screen. Jayden stood beside him. We're not letting them do this, Malik said. Jayden didn't blink. He'll kill her if he thinks we're both coming. Then I'll go, Malik said. Jayden grabbed his arm. You're not ready for him. Malik stared back. You were, and it still broke you. 2 a.m. The abandoned greenhouse off Route 9. Overgrown. Glass shattered. Years of vines swallowing the walls. Malik stepped inside slowly, flashlight cutting through the dark, and there she was, sitting in a chair, eyes sunken, skin pale, but alive. His mother. Malik, she whispered, voice raw. He dropped the light and ran to her, hugging her like he was trying to press time backward. I thought you were dead, he choked. I tried to disappear, she said, but he wouldn't let me. Footsteps echoed behind them, and then, from the shadows, Dante. Older now, haunted, but unmistakably dangerous. You came alone, he said. Malik nodded. Let her go. Dante stepped forward, gun holstered. Com. You're braver than your father. He would have sent a drone. Is that what this is? Malik said. A revenge tour. No, Dante said. This is goodbye. Then came the shot. Not from Dante. From behind him. Jaden. Standing in the broken doorway, gun shaking in his hands. Step back, he said to his father. Dante turned, slowly, not even startled. You followed him, he said flatly. I had to see what you'd do, Jaden said. I had to know if it was about her or just about you. And now you know, Dante replied. I know you're not the man. She told me about. Dante's face twitched. For a second, just one, his cold mask cracked. She loved me, he said. She pities you, Jaden said, stepping forward. That's not love. Dante reached for his gun. Malik tackled him. They hit the ground hard, glass slicing Malik's arm. The gun slid away. Jaden rushed to his mother, untying her hands as she coughed and cried. Dante threw Malik off with terrifying strength, but just as he reached the gun, a click echoed behind him. Jaden, gun raised. No more lies. Jaden said, no more fear. Dante stared at his son. You think this makes you strong? No, Jaden whispered, but it makes me free. He pulled the trigger, but nothing happened. Empty. Click. Dante smiled. You're still just a boy. But before he could reach Malik again, bang, a real shot from the doorway. Malik's father, gun still smoking. Dante dropped Dartai, bleeding, dying, his eyes locked on Jaden one last time, and for the first time he looked sorry. I just wanted her back, he whispered, and then silence. Outside, sirens grew. Malik sat beside his mother, holding her hand. Jaden stood frozen over the body of the man who gave him life, and nearly took it all away. Their father walked past them without a word, not proud, not cold. Just done. Malik looked up at Jaden. You okay? Jaden didn't answer for a long time. Then finally, no, but maybe now, I can be. To bury a ghost, you have to dig up the truth. Finale, emotional closure, full resolution, powerful ending. The funeral was quiet. No priest, no music, no name on the stone, just a deep patch of earth behind an old church, where the unmarked dead stayed forgotten, where men like Dante Morello went not to rest, but to rot. Jaden stared at the hall for a long time, didn't cry, didn't speak. He just stood, jaw clenched, hands in his pockets, like he was holding something heavy inside him, something he wasn't sure he'd ever be able to put down. Malik stood beside him, arms folded across his chest. He doesn't get a gravestone, Malik asked softly. Jaden didn't look away from the dirt. No, he already carved one in all of us. Malik nodded. Fair enough. The wind picked up, cold, sharp, like it was trying to carry away everything they hadn't said 3 days earlier. Their mother had passed, peacefully, in her sleep. Malik had been by her side, holding her hand. Jaden had stood in the corner, silent tears tracking down his face as he finally said goodbye to the only person who ever made him feel like more than a shadow. Her final words had been simple. I'm proud of both of you. Don't let hate finish what fear started. She didn't speak of Dante, not once. She chose peace, and somehow, that said more than anything else ever could. After the funeral, they sat at the top of the hill in Malik's car. It was late afternoon, the sky bruised with storm clouds, light falling like ash across the horizon. Jaden broke the silence first. You know, I used to imagine killing him. Malik looked over. Jaden's eyes were far away. I thought it'd feel like justice. Like, if I could just make him pay, it would fix everything. The years, the lies, her tears, the bruises I never let show. But when I pulled that trigger and nothing happened, he paused, voice thick. I wasn't mad. I was relieved. Malik said nothing. He just let the silence do the listening. Jaden continued. He wasn't just my father. He was the voice In my head, every time I thought I was nothing, every time I believed I didn't deserve peace, and when I tried to become him, he looked over. I almost lost myself. Malik finally spoke. I hated my dad too. For lying. For making me feel like everything was okay when it wasn't. For hiding who you were. Jayden nodded. You should have known, but he also protected me, Malik said. He got out, saved her, gave me a life that didn't come with blood on the floor every morning. Jayden smiled faintly. You're lucky, maybe, Malik said, but you're stronger. Jayden looked at him. Malik shrugged. You survived hell and didn't become a monster. That's not weakness, that's strength. Jayden blinked, like he'd never thought of it that way before. They drove in silence after that, back to the house where it all started. The same neighborhood, where the kids once laughed at the new black boy with quiet fury in his eyes. Those same kids, they didn't laugh anymore. They watched from their windows now, because they knew the truth. They knew who Jayden really was, and what he could have done if he wanted to. But he didn't want to be feared anymore. He wanted to be free. A month later, Jayden packed a single bag. He was moving to Atlanta to start over. A scholarship had come through, a second chance he never thought he'd get. You really going through with it? Malik asked as they stood by the front gate. Jayden zipped his hoodie. Yeah, for her, for me. He looked at Malik. And for you? Malik smiled. What if I come visit? Jayden smirked. What if I actually let you? They both laughed, and it was the first time Jayden had really laughed in years. Before he left, he handed Malik a box. Inside was the photo of them as kids, sunlit, both holding ice cream, their mother in the middle, beaming. Jayden had written something on the back. Real brothers aren't made by blood. They're made by who stays when the war ends. That night, Malik stood alone in the backyard. His father had left for a federal witness program, a second exile. This time, by choice. The house was empty now, but somehow, for the first time, it didn't feel lonely. It felt like the beginning of something new. He looked up at the stars and whispered, she would have been proud. Epilogue. 6 months later, Jayden sat on a park bench in Atlanta, watching the sun rise. His phone buzzed. A message from Malik. New job, new city, first drinks on me. He smiled, then opened the book in his lap. The title, From the Ashes, a story of two sons. And on the dedication page, it read, for my mother who taught us to be more than what broke us. And for my brother who reminded me that surviving isn't the same as living. The end.